Still good. It was just a test.
Okay, good deal. That would have been, I would have just took the portable mic and just went outside and done the show live.
But at least now you just set to talk about eventually. If we would have had to have left the way I'm feeling right now, I don't know if I could come back. I don't know if I could. I'm like, well.
Stay tuned for more local music up next on WLXU 93.9 FM, Lexington, Kentucky.
This is Radio Lex, the voice of the people. WLXU 93.9 LPFM, Lexington, Kentucky.
You are listening to Local Talent on Radio Lex, the voice of the people. WLXU 93.9 FM.
This chair kind of leans up.
Is that maybe the one that I had at the old place?
There's a lot of, well,
Squeaking. Oh shit, we got 3 minutes. Okay. Okay, is there any way that you can get these for me? Because these are the ones that don't work good.
Yeah.
And I ain't
What do you need?
I just want these headphones.
Okay.
But I'm not I didn't want to touch nothing and mess nothing up.
Where do they come from? Let's see. Yeah, just pull it out of here.
Yeah.
Beepo. Beepo.
You know what? It is kind of like I have an outside view too, because like where this has a reflected glare, I can see outside too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can see outside. I'm like the dogs.
Yeah.
I see outside. Oh, did we already go live?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and share.
I don't know anything you're talking about today.
Oh yeah. Here. You want,
No, just because I don't like looking at it. If you just want to whisper it to me. Okay. 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 We've not been on the air in that long. Whew. Okay. Okay.
okay. And you know, could be more, could be less. That's just the premise. What's up, Chongo? Checking in from Dayton, Ohio. Wiley Turner. MJ Justin Smith. Sean Powell. How's the new studio? Actually catching the stream for once. Sean Powell, you've never listened to us on the stream. Check that out. Let me know what you think of it. How's the new studio? Love the new studio.
The voice of the people.
Hey, Zach.
LXU 93.9 LPFM, Lexington, Kentucky.
Just in time.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of Lexington Community Radio or its board of directors. The views expressed are solely those of the programmers.
You are listening to Off the Cuff. Now, here's your host, Adam Banks.
Welcome, everybody, to Off the Cuff, coming at you live from Lexington, Kentucky. Thank you for listening to the show, and thank you for tuning in to WLXU 93.9 FM. In addition to listening to us on the radio, you can check out our Facebook live stream at Off the Cuff with Adam Banks, or you can download the Radio Lex app on your smartphone device to listen to us anywhere in the entire world. You can also stream the show by going to the web at radiolex.us. Amber Turner, as always, in the studio with me. She is sitting right in front of me. Ice Baby is what it has been as of late, Amber. It looks a little nice outside. The sun is shining, but we haven't been in the studio doing a live episode in 3 weeks because of all of the ice and snow.
Yes, and it was a snowstorm indeed.
Indeed. We had an ice storm 2 Thursdays ago and an ice storm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let that sink in.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of scraping the snow off of my car. I've seen a lot of people outside trying to build snowmen. It was so icy, you couldn't get any snowmen built.
Hey, I tried myself, and I went out and I noticed that the ice was like, you know those little silica packs you used to get in, like shoes and stuff like that? That was the consistency of the ice. I was baffled by it.
My heating bill will probably be $1,000 because I have to stay warm.
I know.
I'm not somebody who I'm not going to be conservative and try to save money and put my thermometer on a 64 degree level just so I can save a little bit of money. Do you keep your thermostat at a decent level when the temperature gets out of hand?
Okay, well, first of all, folks, I just want to make sure that you guys understand that Banks's level of decent as far as temperature goes in the house is anything that's above Hades. So I'm talking 70 to 75 on a normal day.
I think 73 was a really appropriate.
You're crazy.
73 was a really appropriate degrees to have
You're
it set on during the
crazy.
snowstorm. Are you crazy?
Yes, I am. Obviously, if that is the standards as to which we're basing crazy on, is what we put our thermostats on, I am absolutely insane because mine never got above 67.
During this snowstorm, during the ice storm, not above 67.
I promise you, every night my husband drops our thermostat down to about 63 degrees, even in the snowstorm.
In the summertime, when it's Hades outside and it's just blazing hot, what do you keep your air conditioner
At
on?
67. I stay 67 year round.
Okay, now I don't care to be hot. I don't mind being hot, so I don't really like air conditioner because air conditioner freezes me. So usually I keep the temperature on during the summer. I usually keep it on about 72, 73. Usually in the summertime too. So usually it's 73 the whole way through. Now usually if I do get too hot, I will shave the temperature down. But a lot of people, a lot of couples, they end up breaking up. They end up divorcing because of what the temperature is on the thermostat.
And I fully get it. I think that, when you were going through your checklist of what you want in a mate, air temperature needs to be something that's like right up there. Maybe not number 1, but definitely like number 2, because I'm going to tell you, I would not live with somebody that wanted to keep it at 73. I love you to death, but every time I walk into his house, folks, it is like I'm just stepping outside into the summer.
A few people are chiming in on the show thread and giving their opinion on what the thermostat should be set on.
Okay.
Sarah says on the show thread that it should be set at 70. I think that 70 probably is a good balance in both winter and summer. There has to be a balance.
I think 69 is always a good balance.
You're just saying that trying to be dirty.
No, sincerely. I think my husband is on the show thread. Honey, chime in and tell us.
But Amber, it has been really cold. Thank God we might have seen the last of it as far as how bad it was.
Yes.
But it definitely was bad. It got really cold. And because it got really cold, the temperatures dropped down to in the single digits.
Single digits, yeah.
6 degrees, 5 degrees, somewhere around there. And it made me start thinking about, obviously the people that don't have homes and the people that are freezing to death. But it also made me think of animals. And it made me think of dogs. And a lot of people own dogs. Usually that's the number 1 pet to own is a dog. And it made me wonder, do people steal even in temperatures like we've been having, cold temperatures like we've been having, do people that usually keep their dog outside all of the time, do they keep them in on cold? Do they keep them outside on cold days like that? They don't bring them in? Really?
Why do you think I voice my frustrations all the time for the lack thereof of animal rights in the state of Kentucky? Kentucky is one of the lowest when it comes to animal rights in the state, and it's absolutely one of the most depressing things, because no, people will definitely keep their animals outside.
Well, I have a story to read, and it comes from Franklin County. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office, on February the 16th, not too long ago, they released footage showing a woman leaving 9 puppies at an animal shelter in Frankfort, Kentucky, 5 of which died from the cold before they were found. Police said that the puppies were found on the porch of Life House of Animals in Frankfort on the night of February the 13th. The police said the basket had a blanket inside, but no other protection from the elements. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office said the puppies were left on the doorstep until approximately 7:30 a.m. the following day. Although the person may have had good intentions, 5 of the puppies died from the cold. So it made me think that, and I've been hearing whoever did this woman, they still haven't found who did it. They're searching for her. Police are looking for this woman. They are actively trying to find her. And I read that, and I thought to myself, I don't think she had any malicious intent by placing those puppies on the front doorstep of the shelter. I think her intention was good, not smart, and there needs to be a punishable crime. But the fact that they're, what people have been saying, of they need to hang her by her toenails, she needs to see the inside of a jail cell. I don't know if I would go that extreme. You being an animal lover, as you are, how do you feel like the police should handle this woman's punishment if they do find her?
I mean, it definitely, it goes further than just this one incident. You know, we had poor Ethan that was left up in Louisville with the Kentucky Humane Society that, you know, was a 38-pound dog that was, you know, knocking on death's door. And then, you know, very soon after that, we had these poor puppies. And I think it just, again, shows that Kentucky is one of the worst when it comes to animal laws. I do think that there needs to be a repercussion when you do things like this. I agree with you. I don't think there was a malicious intent. If there would have been a malicious intent, these babies wouldn't have been left where they were. But, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, you still caused death upon 5 innocent creatures that you were supposed to take care of. You did not have to take them at 10:30 at night on a Friday. You know what? They opened a few hours later. Would it have mattered if you kept them for that long? Again, thank you so much for taking them and attempting. But at the same time, use your God-given brain.
Right. Because she could have just saw the puppies and just been like, screw it, hope you don't freeze to death, and just bounce.
Yeah.
But she did try. She didn't know anything else other than just to leave the puppies there. Yes, she could have done better. I'm not saying she was a dog lover.
Yeah.
And I don't think she claimed to be this animal lover, but I think the alternative could have been worse. She could have just left them. So I think that people need to ease up on wanting to never let this woman out of jail.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily her. I think it's just because we've had so many animal abuse cases come to light over the last couple of weeks. I think people are just tired of it in the state of Kentucky. We want to have equal rights and healthy lives for all of our humans, but at the same time, you know, we share this earth with animals as well.
We do, and it made me think about the animals as I was saying. And you know, I'm not a person who likes animals in the house. I don't like that. Too much hair. I get hair all over my clothes. I can't stand that. But in weather like this, even if you typically keep your dogs outside, they need to come inside when it gets to a certain level of cold.
Yes.
Because use your brain. They're going to freeze to death. And if you really love something, then you're not going to let it die. So when temperatures get to be so bad as they were, you need to use your head a little bit, sissy. And Bubby.
Get a little smarter, sis.
Amber, it would be a blasphemous radio show if I didn't mention the passing of radio legend Rush Limbaugh at the age of 70 years old. When you think famous radio personalities, you think of people like Howard Stern, you think of people like Casey Kasem, you think of people like Rick Dees, Elvis Duran, Ryan Seacrest, Paul Harvey. Rush Limbaugh is right in the mix of radio legends. and he was a conservative talk show radio host. He is somebody who had one of the most loyal audiences of any radio show out there.
Yeah.
Rush Limbaugh did. People were so loyal to him. He had a show that came on every day for 3 hours a day, and it was just conservative talk radio. He was one of the first voices of conservative talk, and he riffed on news largely without guest interviews. Instead, he would just use his 3 hours just reading news articles and giving his political spin on it. Kind of like what Off the Cuff is like, just minus the conservative part of it. This show is not conservative or liberal. We make fun of everybody.
Equal opportunity haters.
It is, but at the age of 70, he has passed, and that was due to his lung cancer. He was stage 4. He announced it was maybe it was about 6 or 7 months ago he announced it. And that is when Donald Trump awarded Rush Limbaugh with the Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
And, but yes, a radio legend died at the age of 70. Did you ever listen to Rush Limbaugh?
Oh, gosh, I knew you were going to ask me this. So I appreciate Rush for everything that he was able to do for this profession that we both love doing. But unfortunately, I do not agree with any of his personal beliefs and even some of his professional beliefs. I just think that he spewed, for as much good as he put out there, he spewed a lot of hate. And I think that has to be something that we can't overlook, even though he's passed. So I thank him so much for paving the way for, people like us to have a show, like this. And I can't neglect that he was so rude and crude, I think is what I'll say.
He definitely was rude and crude, especially towards women.
Yes.
So I can definitely see how you would get that impression of him. I think at one time he accused women who wanted free birth control, he called them whores.
Oh,
yeah.
Well.
So, he was basically he told it as he thought it, no matter if it offended you or not. But when you hear about somebody in the radio industry passing away and somebody who could carry a show for that long and to have such a fan base as he did, I think we just have to mention him. Rush Limbaugh, my dad listened to him often. I really wasn't a big fan of Rush, didn't listen to his show. I'm not really big on political talk radio.
Yeah.
But say what you want about him, he is a radio Hall of Famer.
He is.
He is a radio Hall of Famer. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. We got lots more Off the Cuff coming at you live after these words. Stick with us.
From UK, and you're listening to WLXU 93.9 LPFM Lexington Community Radio.
Radio Lex and State Farm present Good Neighbors, Good Drivers. Did you know 1 out of every 4 traffic fatalities in the U.S. is a result of speeding? State Farm and Radio Lex remind you.
Oh, some of these comments on the show thread, I'm going to read them when we get back on the air.
Safely.
Lexington Community Radio is proud to have the support of founding community partner and State Farm agent Deborah Hensley. Deborah believes in giving every member of our community a chance to let their voice be heard to unify and strengthen our city. To learn more, you can visit deborahhensley.com or call 276-3244.
Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Amber is also in the studio with me. I've been reading some of the comments on the show thread. They've been cracking me up. Zach says on the show thread, Banks' apartment in the summer is like sitting on a porch in Mississippi.
100%. I 100% agree with that. 100%.
Let's see. I saw something else here. Tim on the show thread, he says that I would smother if the temp was 72 in my house in the summer.
Tim, I do when I'm at Banks' house. So you are absolutely correct.
Guys, I just don't like to freeze. Forgive me for that.
Put you some clothes on, Banks.
I don't want to be wearing sweatpants and a hoodie when it's 90 degrees outside, though.
But that's your favorite outfit.
It's hard hard to believe that we have not been on the air in 3 weeks. We haven't even got to talk about the Super Bowl that happened 3 weeks ago. We didn't even get to give our opinion on what we thought of this horrible Super Bowl performance. The Weeknd, Abel Tesfaye, put on maybe one of the worst halftime shows I've ever seen. Not halftime worthy at all. People that are saying it was good, it was good. Are we seeing the same performance? I mean, if you're asking me, I thought it was a little bit demonic with the demons dancing around and him wearing the red and him coming out of the sky with fire. I'm like, good Lord, man. Like,
tell me how you really feel.
It was pretty bad. He set the bar very low for the next guy. So whoever wants to, if you have a dream of being a performer at the halftime Super Bowl and doing really good at it, do it next year because The Weeknd set it very low for you. He put up $7 million of his own money. For that crappy performance. Is that how he envisioned it? He said he had a vision and he just had to go through with it, so he spent $7 million of his own money. That's a mistake.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to tell a story. He'd been building it. I think with that entire last album he was trying to build up to this performance. But we're not living in a world right now where people want to be told stories. We just need some good music, and we're not getting that right now. He could have got out there and played any song he had, and I'd have loved it. But Amber, don't tell me a story.
We aren't getting good music, and I'm glad you said that because that wasn't the only music that we heard at the Super Bowl, the halftime show. With every major event in America, they play the national anthem. And the Super Bowl is one of those places where it's played. Eric Church did a little rendition of the national anthem.
I don't like it when you say rendition.
And again, I thought that it was a horrible, horrible performance. This is how he sang it. You ready? I'm going to imitate how Eric Church sang the national anthem.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
Oh, say, when you say, by the dawn's early light. Now, that
sounds like he's talking.
I'm not making it up. So, just to show you that I'm not making it up, I'm going to let you hear it for yourself. This is Eric Church singing the national anthem. Here we go. Okay, dude, the national anthem is supposed to just be sang one way, and it's our national anthem. It's the song that we love to hear. Nobody really likes people to change that up.
It's like we forgot about Fergie all over again.
And then you got this guy on here, Eric Church, trying to show everybody what kind of a good voice he has, and it's taken him 20 minutes to get the anthem out. Here, let's listen to some more. Well, so proudly we hailed last gleaming. So, I don't know why it takes you so long to get it out and to get those words out, but Eric, that might have been one of the worst.
Now who is that again?
Eric Church.
Well, you know what? I'm going to put him on the list of people that I wouldn't pay to see perform.
It was bad. I wouldn't drive far to see him.
I wouldn't drive far.
But Tampa Bay, they did win the Super Bowl, and it was a blowout, 9-31. Everybody thought that Patrick Mahomes was the new GOAT. Everybody thought that it was the passing of the torch game where Tom Brady was going to pass the torch to Mahomes. And now to even think that was even in the conversation is funny because he is a long way, Mahomes, from catching Tom Brady's Super Bowl wins. He can't even get two. Tom Brady, again, just when you think he's done, he wins him another one. Number 7, Amber. And I seriously don't think he's done.
He doesn't have to be. He's good at it.
Yeah, I don't think that Tom Brady has won his last Super Bowl. As a matter of fact, I think Tom Brady's going to win one more Super Bowl before he retires.
You think just one more?
I think he'll win one more. It's hard to win one.
Yeah.
So for me even saying that is like a 1 in a million. But
he's done it.
But he's done it 7 times. So what does that mean for the greatness of Tom Brady? Not only is he the greatest quarterback of all time or the greatest football player of all time, with 7 championships, is Tom Brady the greatest athlete of all time?
I couldn't answer that. That would be something you'd be more poised to answer than me. But what I can say is I think it shines something kind of out into the world, and that's, people thought Tom Brady was done because he's old, and Patrick Mahomes is going to come in because he's young and he's new. Just because you're young and you got new blood doesn't mean you're going to outrun the old dogs.
Yeah, I think it's a little crazy to say he's one of the greatest athletes. I don't think football players, now hear me out.
Yeah.
If you want to look at the most athletic sport, it's not football.
What do you think it is?
I think it's basketball. Basketball, you're constantly moving.
Yeah.
You're constantly having to move the entire game. Football, you're not. It's an athletic sport, but it's not the most athletic sport out there to be played. So it would be unfair to call any football player the greatest athlete. I still think the greatest athlete belongs to, if it's not Michael Jordan, it has to be Michael Phelps, right?
That's what I was going to say. Are we just talking about professional sports, or are we talking about sports in general? Because if it's sports in general, we've got people, like you said, Michael Phelps, that man, when he swims, I'm absolutely enamored. So, I mean, if we're counting all, I still wouldn't know. I think that it would be difficult to say who is the sincere greatest of all time. I think that's one of them things. It's just your opinion.
Yeah. So it is. And Tom Brady, he did hug his son. He did not kiss him on the lips.
Oh, thank you, Tom.
Yeah, he did not kiss him on the lips. So I was very happy to see that Tom was not kissing his son on the lips. But again, another Super Bowl for Tom Brady.
Good for him, though. Good for him.
It is. But ladies and gentlemen, it is that time for Off the Cuffs Song of the Week. So we're going to take Off the Cuffs Song of the Week break. Roll down them windows and enjoy it as we play a little Gorillaz, Kids with Gun. We'll be right back.
Does it make up something to say?
Medal, okay, yes. Sorry, Zach, I messed that up. He said it was the Presidential Medal of Freedom, by the way. I didn't say that.
Presidential Medal of
It wasn't
Freedom.
the Medal of Honor. It was a military award. Chad says we gotta stop dogging.
Yeah,
his
it's
favorite.
literally what I just read. Chad, I'm now questioning whether or not I even be friends with you, man.
Zach says on the show thread, he says, it was the Presidential Medal of Freedom, by the way. The Medal of Honor is only for the military. So he's talking about me talking about Rush winning. I said earlier on the first segment, I said that Rush won the Medal of Honor. That's incorrect. Medal of Honor is for military only. The correct award was the Presidential Medal of Freedom. So I definitely want to correct that mistake there. I don't want Rush to get any military credit for something that he didn't deserve. Amber, for those who follow me on social media, on Facebook, you might have seen a photo that I posted of a young Adam Banks. And this photo was of me and my Head Start class. Yeah. So this was somewhere around 1992, 1993. Aww. Yes, a very young Adam Banks. So I was only like 3 or 4. And it is a class picture that I had with my class of us on a field trip to the WYMT studios in Hazard, Kentucky. Yes, and what stood out to me the most about this picture was the fact that Tony Turner was in the picture with us. And for those who don't know who Tony Turner is, he is the original news anchor, the original face of the mountains of WYMT television. Those know today Steve Hensley.
Oh, I love him. Being
the voice and the face of WYMT. But back in the day, before Steve, it was Tony Turner. Everybody knew Tony Turner. It was the news with Tony Turner because back when Tony did the news didn't come on all that much like it does now. No. It wasn't in your face like it is now. So it was always a special time to watch the news back then. Yes. Because there wasn't much news to watch. So everybody tuned in when it was on. Exactly. And that face that was on was Tony Turner. And I remember him so well watching him on TV. Yeah. But I didn't know that at one point in my life, I didn't know that I had met him. Yeah. And if you look at that photo, I mean, it's a really cool photo. I would love for his family to see this photo because of how happy and how just happy Tony Turner just looks to be at work and to be surrounded by kids. He looked really happy in that photo.
Well, you looked really happy in that photo.
I know. I actually looked like somebody stole my Kool-Aid. I looked really sad in the photo.
No, you do not. He does not, guys. He does not look really sad. He looks like somebody caught him in an action shot, probably leaping and jumping around.
I wonder, though, if that's what got me into television and radio at such an early age, was going to the WYMT studios.
I enjoy that you put that together. That was really cool.
Because I do remember going to WYMT. I just don't remember Tony Turner being there when I was there. But he was. The picture doesn't lie.
No, and how cool is that, in all sincerity? Like, have you sit down and thought about how cool it is that you have a photo of you at such a young age doing something that, 30 years later, you're still doing it. Yeah. But now you're up front. You're not the little kid running in the back. You're the man with the microphone now. That has to be kind of cool.
It was.
To see something like that, especially with someone like Tony Turner.
It was really cool. And unfortunately, Tony Turner is no longer with us. He died sometime in the mid-2000s, early 2000s. He was in a automobile accident covering the news. He was on his way to a story, and he got into a car accident, and he died. And he was replaced with Steve Hensley, who is now still there at WYMT. But Tony Turner, man, if he was still alive, he would still be at WYMT because he not only loved the news, but he loved the mountains.
Yes, he did.
He did. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another break. We got lots more off the cuff coming at you live after these words. Stick with us.
Hi, I'm from Lexington Food Justice Radio, and you are listening to Radio Lex, the voice of the people. WLXU 93.9 LP-FM, Lexington Community Radio.
Wash your hands, stay home, cover your cough. It's our new reality with COVID-19, and that means calling ahead instead of going directly to a doctor or hospital if you're sick. It means being more patient. We're all in this together, and we all have a role in preventing the spread. So, prepare, focus on the essentials, protect, keep some space from people outside your home, and disinfect a lot. Get the facts at kycovid19.ky.gov. Prepare, protect, disinfect.
Have you been treated unfairly?
Hope you're ready for the next segment.
To know your rights, contact the Lexington Human Rights Commission.
Yeah.
It's our goal to provide a quick resolution to your housing complaint. We're here to listen and help educate, as well as give you the help you need. You can visit lexhumanrights.org to file a complaint online, or call 859-252-4931. We're local and there is no cost for our services. The Lexington Human Rights Commission. Your choice, your right, your home.
Every donation to Radio Lex makes a difference. Many of our donors tell us they wish they could give more. If you are looking to get rid of a vehicle but don't want the hassle of selling it or fixing it, consider donating it to Radio Lex. Donating your car is a fast,
Did you hear about
safe,
Mr.
and
Potato
easy
Head?
way to
They're getting
support
rid of Mr.
programming you value. Make a difference by donating your unwanted vehicle. Just go to radiolex.us/car.
Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Amber is also in the studio with me. Framing Britney Spears is a new documentary that is currently streaming on Hulu. It's produced by the New York Times, and the film explores the controversy of Britney Spears' life and career, and specifically the 13 years that her father, Jamie, has served as her conservator, exercising control over her daily affairs and financial decisions. So, everybody knows who Britney Spears is. She is the princess of pop. She is one of the greatest entertainers of all time, considerably. She's an icon. But Britney Spears has been having some issues, especially with this conservatorship thing that she's got going on. Now, Amber, do you know what a conservatorship is?
I do.
Can you explain to the audience what a conservatorship is?
Basically, what a conservatorship is it means that you are not mentally fit to handle your decision making, whether that be financial, whether that be medical, legal. So you are appointed a conservator, which is someone who makes those decisions for you.
So Brittney, a lot of people saw the downfall of Brittney in the early 2000s, mid-2000s. A lot of bizarre behavior done by Britney Spears. Some of the erratic behavior that she, I don't know, it was all due to all of the bizarre and erratic behavior that Britney Spears had. So there was the cheating on Justin Timberlake, I think was the very first thing that people started to whisper about Britney with. Diane Sawyer's interview that she had Britney Spears on and she broke down crying.
Mm-hmm.
She also eloped and got married to her high school sweetheart on a whim.
Mm-hmm.
No planning, just did it. Wasn't even dating him. She married Kevin Federline and started a family pretty sporadically and off the cuff, no pun intended. And I mean, that's a normal thing to do, though, is to wanting to start a family. But I don't know, the way she did it, maybe not so normal. She shaved her head in 2007, 2008, and she also famously attacked the paparazzi trying to smash out his window with an umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
So, because of all of this behavior that we witnessed on television, that we got to witness with our own eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Because her life is in front of the cameras. In January of 2008, her father, Jamie, decided that Britney Spears was no longer fit to make her own decisions. So they had an emergency court date and ordered a conservatorship, which is what Amber just explained. She petitioned to have her father replaced from the role in August of this year. And when she petitioned to have him removed from the conservatorship, that really got the fans wondering, why do you need him off of your conservatorship? And I was thinking, well, I would want anybody off my conservatorship if anybody had control over my daily lives. But the thing is when Jamie took over her when he took over her record sales and he took over her decisions, you have to think that's right when she came out with her album Blackout and she made her big comeback and things started to look up again for Brittney.
Yeah.
So you started seeing this downfall of Brittney, one after the other, controversy after controversy. And then her dad, Jamie, comes into the picture, gets control of her daily operations, and then all of a sudden, Brittney's on top again. Number one hit after number one hit after number one hit, banger after banger after banger, award after award after award. So people were like, okay, maybe that's really what she needed. She needed somebody like that to help her get back on top. So now they're saying that Brittney is being held captive by her parents. She's a slave to the whole thing. And I find the thing fascinating because of who she is.
Yeah.
What do you think's really going on there? Does her dad need to stay her conservator or not?
Well, okay. Woo. This is a dream come true for me to talk about Britney Spears on the radio. So this is a fascinating moment for me because I love Britney Spears. I think if we look back, you've talked about her erratic behavior. If we look back, I don't consider her behavior erratic at all. I think that she was a woman she was a girl who was absolutely embarrassed in front of the entire world. I'm not talking about just people here in Kentucky, people in California. Everybody in the world got to watch her break up with her first mainstream boyfriend.
Yeah.
People were constantly picking apart this woman's body.
It was in every tabloid, magazine.
Every tabloid.
She was the queen of tabloid.
Yes, and in 2007, when you watch those videos, she told you to stop. She told us to stop. She didn't want to be a part of our world anymore. She didn't want to be that anymore, and we refused. So when she was placed under a conservatorship in 2008 by her father, I don't think that had anything to do with keeping her safe. I don't think it had anything to do with getting her the mental help she needed, but that's their cash cow. They're not going to let their cash cow go. No, Jamie Spears, he gave up his whole life for her to be able to do this.
He don't have to work no more.
Yeah, he got to work no more.
Yeah.
But they continued to push this woman who very clearly needed to have a good friend sit down beside of her. But no, they kept her working and kept her working until finally this woman had to say, you know what? I'm going to stop, and I'm going to stop now. So she completely walked out of an opening in Vegas, 2018, 2019, completely walked away from that. So you asked me, do I think Jamie needs to be her conservator? I need to bring that home right quick. I don't think so. I think that, does she need to have a conservator? Yeah, I think anybody who has the insane amount of money that she has, I do think you need to have people who are helping you not only invest that, but manage it properly. She has children, get that put in a trust for them. But this is a man that's had clearly has had years and years and years of not only mental but physical abuse. Her son, the oldest one, I think his name's Jaden, even came out, Sean Preston talked about his grandfather being physically violent with him. So there have been things that have come out that, Chris Crocker made a video back in 2000 and 2008, and he told us to leave Brittney alone. And now, do I think he meant that in its entirety? I think he's a little crazy, but you know what? Leave Brittney alone. Leave her alone.
You make really good points. You said that you don't think her behavior was erratic at all. Amber, if somebody was doing those things to me that the paparazzi was doing to Brittney, who wouldn't act the way she was acting?
Exactly.
You got to think about the way she was getting treated. You got to think. Here is a girl that is an entertainer. She's making millions. And when you are somebody in her position from such a young age, it's like you don't have a choice. You have to take care of your family.
Yes.
As an adult, when you get famous and you get money, you get to decide if you want to take care of your family. But when you are a kid, a teenager, a youngin, like Brittney was when she got famous, you are now responsible for taking care of not only yourself, but your family. So she was the cash cow. So they were not in any way going to let her quit, even if that was the most healthiest thing for her.
And it was.
Even if that's what she wanted to do, they wasn't going to let that happen because she was the cash cow. So that explains why they wanted to get this. And look at the reasons she acted the way she did. She hit the scene in 1999, and overnight, almost, she became a pop idol and eventually became the Princess of Pop because people were obsessed with her. They loved her. Her legacy will live on. I mean, look at Britney Spears' legacy. Her MTV performances.
Yes.
Just that, her videos, her tours,
her Vegas residency. Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
So to say she hasn't made her mark in the entertainment industry is poppycock. So that is something that people need to know. She is a legend, and she is a cash cow for her family. But look at why she did act out. She was sexualized every day by the
every
media.
day.
Some of the questions that she was asked a lot in interviews. You know, here's a woman who does, I'm not going to say, you know, great music, but she does good music. But they didn't want to focus on her music.
No,
they
had nothing to do with that.
They only wanted to focus on her virginity.
Yeah.
Have you had sex yet? Have you had sex yet? Could you imagine getting asked that all the time at 15, 16 years old by adults?
And she could not, like, if you asked me, are you a virgin? I'd say, ask your daddy. You know, she couldn't do things like that.
No.
You know, she had to go out there and she had to be prim and proper because they sold an image of Britney Spears that she wasn't. You know, she hit the scene, like you said, in 99, and we thought she was this schoolgirl virgin. She was not. She'd already had sexual relations with her high school boyfriend. But yet she had to go out here and she had to put on a facade. You know, she talks about circus, you know, in one of her songs, you know, there's two types of people in the world. There's the ones that entertain and the ones that observe. But at the same time, like, when did we cross that line of just because you entertain us, we get to know everything about you. We get to observe everything about you. When you eat, who you're sleeping with, where you go. No, that's not what she signed up for. She signed up to give us great music, and she's done that.
And when she was doing her interview with Diane Sawyer, as I was saying, she did break down and she started crying because of the question that she was asked. But think about it. What if you were asked that question? She was asked about a breakup that was still fresh, and she asked if she cheated. Now, even if she did, which she probably did, who cares? That's none of our business.
None of your business.
We know that Justin did too. And can we just go ahead and let's cancel Justin Timberlake?
Please, can we cancel Justin Timberlake?
If there ever needs to be somebody canceled, it's that no talent POS.
Hack.
Because he is somebody who clearly knew he cheated too, but
profited
and made Brittney out to be such a horrible person. And look emotionally what that did to her. Yeah, so she broke down on Diane Sawyer's interview, and that was one of the main reasons Jamie said, okay, enough is enough. How are you going to do that, Jamie? How are you going to say that your daughter needs help because she was asked a tough question during an interview?
And I just want to know, like, again, why did we want to know these things? I don't want to know any of these things about my celebrities that I love. Thank you for the art that you give us, but I don't want to know anything else about you. I don't care.
Welcome to American fame. People don't appreciate you just for your art, but they have to know everything about you.
And what you taught me something. You did. It's when you go looking for something, you're going to find it.
Yes.
And I think when we see these people, and I say people, but I am specifically meaning women, we see these young girls who are just talented like crazy, and we look for things to pick apart about them. We look for things to tear them apart. Why? Why do we do that?
I don't know, but this documentary is streaming on Hulu. If you haven't got a chance to check it out, I would recommend doing so. It's a fascinating documentary, and it talks about the conservatorship that she has with her dad. What's the latest on that? Did they grant her freedom from that?
No. So the latest that happened was the judge did not stop it. So they're pretty much saying that it can proceed forward. She does have a company, a third-party company that has come on board. So there are steps that are being taken in place. And, you know, I guess the last thing I'll say about it is, guys, we can't forget that at the end of the day, this is Britney Spears. This is the woman that gave us Baby One More Time, Oops, I Did It Again, who come back, and she did persevere from all of that. So we need to make sure that we're giving her the credit. She's going to get herself on track.
Very well said. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. We got one more segment to go here on Off the Cuff. We'll be right back after these words.
For each youth in their household. Meals are provided in partnership with God's Pantry Food Bank. For more information, visit us at www.lexpublive.org and follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Radio Lex has the support of SRC of Lexington, an employee-owned remanufacturing company that has been local since 2009.
SRC refurbishes construction and mining equipment, engines, transmissions, axles, hydraulic pumps, and more for resale to other businesses. SRC supports the community through philanthropy and volunteering. To learn more, you can visit srclexington.com or follow on Facebook at SRC of Lexington. SRC is proud to support Radio Lex, the voice of the people.
Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Last segment of the hour. Amber is also joining me. Amber, there was a scare in the sports world. I thought we were going to lose another living sports legend. Tiger Woods was in a car accident the other day. Did you hear about this?
I did.
A very bad one. Very bad one. He flipped his car.
Yeah.
And anytime somebody flips their car, it's not good.
Yes.
So he was driving this past Tuesday in this area in Los Angeles, Rancho Palos Verdes.
Okay.
And it was shortly after 7 a.m., so it was early in the morning.
Okay.
And that's when his SUV crossed a median and veered across 2 lanes of road before hitting a curb, hitting a tree, and landing on its side in the brush. So because of that, he was severely injured. They had to cut him out with the jaws of life to get him out of the car. Now, when you hear of people having to cut you out with the jaws of life, that's fatal. You have been in a really bad car accident.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you kidding me? We have not just lost another athlete, but we have lost a living legend. Maybe, I'll say this. We were talking about Tom Brady and being the greatest and who is the greatest athlete of all time. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has transcended a sport like Tiger Woods did golf.
I 100% agree with you.
Basketball, you have all kinds. There's
Yes.
Michael, there's Jordan, or there's Jordan, there's Magic, there's Bird, there's LeBron. In golf, you have Tiger.
Yep.
And that's who it, and that's nobody has ever has clipped
Made
his
it as
success
mainstream.
and has made it as mainstream as Tiger. Yeah, there's some great golfers out there.
Yeah.
Arnold Palmer,
Palmer.
being one of them, but nobody has transcended the sport like Tiger Woods, and we almost lost him. And the last time, he was in that car accident, it was not good for his career.
No.
And that happened back in 2009. That's when his wife, we found out after his first car accident, which, by the way, was it his wife that made him crash? Is that what it was?
I have
because
no clue.
It all come out later that she basically beat the crap out of him with a golf club.
Yeah, she hit him with probably his own club.
But that's what caused him to wreck. So was he running from her? Was she in the vehicle with him, whacking him over the head with that golf club? Like, I need to know more details on that. But after that first accident, we found out all this backlash from Tiger, that he was cheating on his wife, he was having an affair, and it was a bad PR look for him. And so people were kind of holding their breath, like, oh no, here we go again. What's the reason for this car accident? It's looking like he was just going too fast and a lot of bad luck.
From what I read, which was right before we came in the studio, it was that there is no clear sign of he was impaired or anything like that. I think that was originally reported that he might have been impaired while he was driving, but they're saying that it just looks like he wrecked. It's a bad stretch of road. Apparently, they had a lot of wrecks on that stretch of road, so...
Well, you do know that Tiger had a problem with opioid addiction, and because of that, he got a DUI back in 2019. See, Tiger, when you golf, do you golf? Do you ever golf?
A few times I have.
When you golf, you get really, really sore.
Yeah.
And if you do that every day, your whole entire life, you're going to cause a lot of wear and tear on your body.
Yes.
Your body is not supposed to be doing that motion all of the time, the swinging and the moving around like it's just, you're going to cause some wear and tear.
Yeah.
And he had to have a lot of surgeries done throughout his career, a lot of repair done. And because of it, because of his back issues, he got addicted to opioids. And because of that, he was arrested in 2019 while driving under the influence on his opioid addiction. People always think DUI is you're drinking and driving. No, he was under the influence under opioids, which is just as bad. And it worries me because he's apparently off of them now, they say. But here he has had to undergo all of this emergency surgery, and I'm not talking small surgery. They had to literally save the man's leg. Yeah. Because, Amber, it wasn't looking good. No. It wasn't looking good. I thought that they might have had to amputate, and if that, I couldn't think of anything worse for somebody than to have one of their limbs gone, especially somebody
who's profited from their limbs. Yeah. I couldn't imagine.
So he had to have all of these emergency surgeries, which means opioids will be prescribed to him.
I'm sure they're probably going to look at alternative pain treatment methods. I mean, there are all kinds of pain treatment methods. I think because he has had his opioid addiction brought to the public, that, you know, it will be a great time for him to advocate for alternative, you know, preventative pain medications or preventative pain treatments. This would be a great thing for him to get into. But I'd like to think that because there was so much attention to it, probably won't have a repeat.
Yeah, he made his comeback. Tiger, he had that PR scandal, cheating on his wife. He had that DUI scandal. But then he had his comeback, just like we were talking about Brittney Spears. Tiger made his comeback just recently in 2019. He won the Masters. He won the Masters, which is the biggest thing you can win. So, and that was one of his biggest wins since he was in his prime. Yeah. And you talk about a great comeback story. That was one. And it just had happened. And then right after that, here he is getting in a car accident that probably put an end to him ever golfing again.
Let's hope not, but I would see why. And I don't think any of us would fault him if he decided to hang his clubs up.
45 years old, 45 years old. There's so much he can do. He still has so much charisma. He still has so much left to give to the world besides golf. But when that's all you know and that's all you love, you don't want to do anything else. Exactly. You don't want to do anything else. Yes, he's a billionaire. Yes. But when that's all you know and that's all you love, you don't care. You just want to play golf.
Exactly, because it's the rush you get. Tell me you don't get a rush when you hit a live button.
Every time.
Every time. He gets that same rush when he picks up a golf club.
He does. So, last I heard, he is recovering, but only time will tell. And we'll keep you, as the story develops, we'll keep you more in tune to what happens there. Ladies and gentlemen, next week on Off the Cuff, it is a very special episode. It is Off the Cuff's seventh anniversary. We have been a radio show of some capacity for the last 7 years. I started this show March 1st, 2014 as a podcast. It transitioned into a radio show. And March the 1st will make it 7 years, and we're going to celebrate the 7-year anniversary next week on the air. We've got a guest coming on. Hopefully we're going to have Nellie Walker Gibson join us via the telephone, who was on a lot of the episodes before Amber came along. And also, we're going to have joining us via Zoom, we're going to have City Awake, which is an alternative rock band, and they're going to be talking about their music. But ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps it up for this week's episode of Off the Cuff. You can follow Off the Cuff at Facebook and Instagram at Off the Cuff with Adam Banks. Or you can follow me, the host, at The Adam Banks. You can follow Amber, the co-host, at Ambu447. Ladies and gentlemen, you can listen to all of our previous episodes on podcast. We're on iTunes, we're on Spotify, wherever podcasts can be streamed. New episodes every Thursday from 4 to 5 right here on WLXU 93.9 FM. That is Amber Turner. I'm Adam Banks, and this is Off the Cuff. We'll catch you down the road.